Good evening, everyone, and welcome to VSL Tier 2 for round number 7. And you join us at a pretty soggy looking Shanghai International Circuit here in China. No one going out just yet. They are bewildered by the conditions by the looks of things. But yeah, a bit of an interesting one with the rain falling. So maybe a potential shake-up in the grid here. But we are to wait and see. Maybe it might dry up towards the end. It doesn't look like it's raining too hard, but there we go. There is movement in the pit lane. And it is Ryan coming out in the Mercedes. And there's also, is that Hot Speed maybe? It is Hot Speed as well coming out. He'll be the first one on track actually. So it is the Haas, the first one to venture out in these tricky conditions. It doesn't look too wet. I mean, obviously they're not going to be running dries, but it's definitely not hammering it down, so there is definitely potential for the slicks if it stops raining. I'd say with about 7-8 minutes left to go in the session. And just talk about the circuit real quick. It is obviously China, and it'll be interesting to see because it hasn't been raced on in real calendar. It doesn't feature too much in league racing nowadays anyway. Yeah, so drivers probably won't be as familiar to it as they are with other circuits, your Bahrain's, etc., the circuits that everybody does all the time. So that could also play a little factor, the unfamiliarity of the Shanghai circuit with these drivers. Strategy around here, given if it's dry, going off my previous experience from prior games, definitely do not want to touch the softs. You absolutely avoid the softs like the plague around here. About 3-4 laps and you'll have to pit. So it'll be a one stop, I'm imagining, hard, medium hard, whichever way floats your boat. Quite literally in these conditions. But on board with Hot Speed for the first flying lap of quality. We'll get out the telemetry and stuff. I didn't see the tyres. Everyone knows what tyres people are on it. They're all going to be on Inters right now. But yeah, Hot Speed is our first man coming through the Snell section, the long right-hander of turn 1 before quickly change of direction left. And that is pretty much the first sector done. There's a little right-hand kink and then the first sector split. It's going to be a 26.9 in the first. We'll see how that compares to others. Then coming into this hairpin style corner of turn 4, gets a little bit on that outside curve, and that's not best for traction. Now coming into the S's section, I guess you could call it. Long left, then flick it right into the long right for the double left. You want to keep inside, stick as far out as possible. And then approaching the sector 2 split. You have a yellow someone, just someone backing off, ready to start their lap. And into this heavy braking zone, and then getting ready for another long right-hander. A lot of long corners around here. They really do wear the tyres. Especially turn 1 and this corner onto the long back straight. The DRS activation isn't for a while. They won't have DRS because it is raining right now. But in the race, that is something to keep in mind. The DRS activation is nearly halfway down the straight, so but definitely is a very easy overtaking opportunity if you are close enough. Now comes to the final 90-degree left-hander final corner. Easy to run wide, get stuck on the outside curve or spin off to the inside barrier. We've seen a few crashes there in real life as well. It's 43.4 for Hot Speed. Let's see how Ryan does. He's going to be coming across the line soon. He's going to be way down. He's going to be about 2.5 seconds down there, I believe. 2.2 down. Did we have anybody towards the end of the lap? We have an AlphaTauri there. That is not Jordan, it is Ryan Berry. I think he might be starting a lap. He is. It's Ferrari, Hasslager. Well, with Hasslager, he's going to be the closest one to finishing a lap now. Getting a nice slipstream from the Alfa Romeo in front. Team Italia unite. And to the final corner. Can Hasslager put himself on provisional pole? This could be a 42. It is a 42.6. The line is actually a lot closer than you think it is. That is the start finish line. So there isn't really much of an opportunity to make an overtake there if it goes out to the final lap. So got to make your move probably into the hairpin. That's the final real overtaking opportunity. And we have a Red Bull come towards the end of the lap. That's Y Racer. Clobbers the final curve. Oh, loses it a bit. Wow. Big fishtail. And to be fair, he's only a second off, and I bet he lost the majority of that there, if not more than a second. We have, that's hot speed. No, he's not on another lap. Ryan Berry losing it. Oof. Driver's struggling a little bit. The conditions are catching a few out. It is though Ryan Berry on the lap right now. Coming into the heaviest braking zone on the circuit by a country mile. Down to second gear, misses his apex. He's going to run wide. That could invalidate. Oh, just about keeps it on. So it will be a valid lap, but that definitely isn't the fastest way around the hairpin. What's it going to be for the AlphaTauri? He runs wide again. Not the best lines from Ryan Berry here, and that shows in the lap time. Only P6 for him. Now Ferrari, that's Haslager. He's had a little trip to the gravel, but he's back with no issues from the looks of things. So all's good. Acorn. The Alfa Romeo on a lap. What's he going to do? Coming up the second at last corner. And to the final. He gets a lot on the curve as well. But he rides it better. And across line it's P3 for the Alfa Romeo. Half a second off pole. And Gareth goes and smashes the fastest lap by nearly 0.4 of a second. Incredible lap from him. It is definitely a statement from our reigning champion. Davo, one of the only two people not to do a lap along with Tony. He's on an outlap right now. Let's see what the McLaren can do. The sole McLaren here tonight. It's not the best first sector. We have seen people in the 26s, but he is only a 10 profit. Gets in nicely for the left. It's not bad here from David. This is maybe a little bit conservative, but his lines are looking good. Down to second, short shift up to third, for better traction. Now the long right, we've seen a few people have issues around here. Will Davo be okay? Oh, he's getting a bit loose. Oof. It's so sketchy all the way round, but Davo manages to keep it valid and hold on to the car. Now coming down to the hairpin. Can he hit the apex? He can, hit it quite nicely actually. And now only the final corner to go in the run to the line. What's it going to be for Davo? It's going to be P9. So, to be fair, only 0.2 off fifth. So he's really in the thick of it. Tony. Oh, Jordan goes P1. Beating Gareth by 0.5 tenth there. Very good lap from him. Jordan has shown pace throughout the season. Hot speed, half a second up. We'll see what hot speed can do. Because now it's his turn to try and hit the apex of the hairpin. He maybe misses it just a tiny little bit, but maybe by about less than half a metre. Now for the final corner. Maybe a little bit of oversteer on the exit, but it looks like a good lap time. 42.4. 0.2 off Jordan. Who else on the lap? Ryan Berry. He could be on a lap as well, I believe. It's not going to be your best lap. I think he's going to pit there. Yeah, he is. Ryan's not on a lap. Davo, he could be on another lap. We'll go with Tony. He hasn't done one yet. We'll see where he can put his Alfa Romeo. Got a little bit of traffic in front, but he shouldn't catch them. before the end of his lap, unless they really do hold each other up. Down to first gear, you don't see that very often on the modern F1 games. A rare appearance for first. It looks pretty cautious for Tony. I don't think it's going to set the lap, the timer sheet alight. It's not a bad lap though, actually. P6. Goes right next to his teammate Acorn. Only 3.5 tenths separating the two Alfa Romeos at the minute. As Ryan, I believe, has started another lap. Everyone seems to be in the first sector. Who's that? That's Y Racy to come to the end of the lap as well. What's it going to be for him? It was a 43.6, so that is no improvement, or at least not in position. Who else do we have? We have a Haas coming towards the end of the lap. Hot speed, he's not actually on a lap. Is anybody on a lap? Ryan, nearly 2 tenths up in the first. What is the middle set split going to say about it? If he can find even more time, he could be looking to jump himself up into the top 5. He's 6.5 tenths up. This could be a front 2 rows. Very nicely done the long right there from Ryan. Just 2 braking zones to go on what is looking like a pretty good lap. Oh, takes a few stabs at the apex there. What's it going to be? It's a 42.6, that's P4, 2 Mercedes inside the top 10. I hope there'll be 2 inside the top 10. Inside the top 4, sorry. Newgarden, he's half a tenth up. Gareth is out. Gareth, I think, has crashed on pit entry. Absolute scenes here as Gareth, our champion, has done a Lewis Hamilton and crashed on the pit entry. That is awful for him. Newgarden's 2 tenths up though. So Gareth will definitely be hoping if conditions don't improve. Can we go on board with... Oh, Y-Racer's nearly doing the same. I was hoping to see if Gareth's car was there, but it's not. Newgarden misses his apex maybe just a little bit. It's not going to cost him too much time though. 1 more corner to go. It's looking like quite a good lap for the Red Bull. Maybe not the best line for the final corner, but what's this? Definitely going to be a 42. It's a 42.8. That's P7 for Newgarden. Jumps a few people. Ryan Berry is on a out lap. Well, a cool down lap at least. No one is on the lap at the minute. We'll jump on board with Ryan Berry. He's about to start one. What can the AlphaTauri do in these tricky conditions? Yeah, I don't think it's definitely not going to dry out. Only 3.5 minutes to go. So if it was going to dry out, the rain would have had to stop by now. Looks pretty alright. It's quite an awkward first sector. You really just want to mash the throttle, but you can't through these long, seemingly never-ending corners. You just need to wait and be patient. Or not. Maybe a missed apex a little bit there from Ryan Berry, but not too bad. We'll understeer through the long right there. It's going to compromise his line through the left. It's going to compromise his line through the right, and now for the double left. Oh, big snap on the exit. I think the lap's fallen away here. It has 2.5 tenths down nearly. I don't believe anyone else is on the lap though, so we may as well just finish watching this. There's even more oversteer. That Alfa Romeo is, or not Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, sorry, is not planted at all. Ryan Berry's really struggling to find grip. And as we should see people start to funnel out the pits pretty rapidly, because otherwise they're not going to set a lap. It's like a 1:45 they need to have left the pit lane by. So they only have about 25 seconds to do so, and I still see 3 cars in the pits. As Ryan Berry's going to come across the line, it's a 44.4. Definitely not the best lap for him. Davo's on and out lap. I believe Newgarden has just started a fresh lap. So yeah, those three cars in the pits are not going to get another lap. AlphaTauri cutting it very close. He's going to have to step on it. It'll be interesting to see if AlphaTauri gets across the line. I'm not sure who it is. I think it's not Ryan Berry. It's going to be Jordan. So our current pole sitter cutting it very, very fine. Whether they're going to get another lap or not. But on board with Newgarden as he's coming towards the end of the middle sector. It isn't looking like the fastest lap. No, he is a 10th down. So he needs to find quite a lot in the last if he wants to improve. Needs to find 10th and a half to improve position. And that is definitely not going to find 10th and a half like that. He's taking the trip to the grasslands. And he is being kind and getting out of the way of people there. Not holding in on that, which is what we like to see. Davo's struggling to grip there as well, so everyone is struggling. I don't think I've seen really one car look perfectly stable in these conditions. There's Davo coming around the long right. He is behind Y-Racer, who has decided to go on dries. I want to have a look. Is there anyone else on dries? No. Y-Racer's going on. He's not going to get across the line to do a lap. So, kind of a pointless adventure for him. We have just about 10 seconds left. Is Jordan going to get across the line to do a lap? Y-Racer just about managing to get out of the way. I want to come on with Jordan. Is he going to get across the line? Oh, that was so close. That was really close. About 2-3 tenths in it between Jordan getting another lap and not. Davo improves, but not position-wise. Only 7 thousandths behind Tony there. So unlucky for him. And Tony invalidated his lap. Newgarden, he just about started another lap. So we'll see what he can do in the first. He's nearly 2 tenths down, so not the best first sets for him. What about Jordan? Jordan 3,000 softens. There goes Hosby. Wow. What a lap. On pole, provisional pole, by nearly by just over 8 tenths of a second. That's really a statement there from the Haas driver. I don't think anyone's going to get anywhere near that, to be honest. But let's see. What's Ryan's middle set split? He's 10th up. He's going to have to find a lot more than that if he wants to challenge for pole position here. Haas in the final sector. Let's have a look. How much is Jordan up by? Jordan's up by 5 tenths. This is not over. This fight for pole will rage on till the very, very end. There's going to be a nice slipstream here for somebody. I think it's Acorn. He's getting a very nice slipstream there from Ryan Berry. As Ryan Berry backs off Acorn. Goes through. We'll go up with Haslage. He's about to cross the line. What lap time can Haslage do? It's a 41.4. Half a tenth off pole. What a last sector it must have been. What a lap it must have been for Haslage to be that close. There goes Acorn. What's Acorn going to do? It's going to be a 42.2. He gives up to people. The track is really ramping up here in the final moments. Ryan goes P3 with a 42.1. Jordan, can he topple Hot Speed from the pole position? No, he can't. He's 4 tenths off. That's only going to be P3 for Jordan. Hot Speed coming in with an absolutely amazing lap to snatch pole position in the dying embers here in China by half a tenth to Haslage. What a qualifying session. The track really improving there in the final moments. And if you weren't there, let's have a look. Look, Gareth, he was, I think, 2nd place when he retired, and he dropped all the way down to 6th. So a mid-pack start for the reigning champion. So he's going to try and keep his nose and everything else clean if he wants to have a good chance in this race. But we will see what the conditions are saying for the race. As we have 2 seconds nearly until we jump into that. We will have our 2-minute break. I'll quickly go grab a drink. I have run out, unfortunately. So We'll have a look at the conditions, and then we will be back in a minute. Taking a while to load. Hopefully everyone manages to load in. It's wet for the race as well. We have a wet qualifying session, and it looks even wetter now. This could be full wet conditions. This could be very interesting. I'm going to grab a drink. I think you all should too. Grab your popcorn, because this is going to be a belting Chinese Grand Prix. So we are back, and we are ready for the wet Chinese Grand Prix. I'll quickly bring up the results. Well, the championship standings after the last round. I wasn't here for the last round, so actually I'm not sure on what they are saying. So let me have a quick look. So coming into this race, we have Gareth, who is leading the way. So he must have won last time out. I apologise, I don't know the results from Australia last week. So Gareth is leading the way on 123 points, with Haslager in P2 on 105, tied with Y Racer on 105 and Jordan on 103. So 2 points separating second, third, and fourth. Hot Speed in P5 in the standings on 96. So that is. He just about can't take the lead of the championship stake in Hot Speed. He is 27 points behind. And then Acorn 6th, Tony 7th, Ryan Berry 8th, Mercedes Ryan in 9th, and Davo in P10. So Gareth actually has a little bit of a lead. So that P6 qualifying could be more of a hindrance than I first thought. Some more drama here. Let's see what Gareth can do though. Can he recover? Or can others capitalise on the opportunity? We should be readying up soon. I mean, must have been nearly 2 minutes. So hopefully we see the countdown clock start. This could be wet. It does look very soggy. There we go. So yeah. Maybe inters, but personally, I think this looks wet. It is quite hard to tell though, just from looking at the pit lane. We'll only truly know when we see the grid. Will it be the blue wall wet tyres or the green wall intermediates? We're going to have to wait 10 seconds to find out. And it is intermediates. It is intermediate, so it's not full wet. I was wrong. Let's have a look. Everyone is on inters. I don't know if it would actually let them start on wets or not. Oh, and someone spun. That's Dave Oates spinning. But yeah, on the track it does look a little bit drier than what the pit lane did look. So I can definitely understand the choice of intermediates. Let's what do we want to get up? That's fine for now. Yeah, hot speed. Quite cautious on the formation up, especially in this first sector. These drivers should know the conditions. It does look maybe a little bit wetter than qualifying, but definitely not too different. But I wonder what the weather gods have in store for the rest of the race. The sky does look pretty full of rain, and you can see their predicted strategy 1 or 2 stop. So I imagine if the conditions stay the same, it will be 1 stop across the board, unless obviously damage or a necessary pit stop, maybe a safety car. Definitely possible in these conditions. But yeah, a 1 stop is most likely. As hot speed now, stepping on the gas a little bit, and what a camera angle. You can see him pulling away from the pack, now slowing down to let them all catch back up. Quite a gap between that Red Bull and AlphaTauri. I think AlphaTauri's got to be a little bit careful. I think that's Ryan Berry. That there is no penalty, and now the Alfa Romeo dropping off as well. Very segmented field at the minute. A hot speed coming up to the final corner, then it's time for him to line up as best he can. We normally have a few people struggle to get into the grid positions, not just in real life, but here in VSL Tier 2, you normally have at least 1 or 2 disqualifications. So let's see how our drivers get on today. Hot speed very nicely, parking up. Hassler even better. Everyone's getting on really well. This is fabulous to see. Oh, new one's ruined it. Acorn as well going over the line. How's Gareth? Gareth very far off to the side. He's almost in the middle of the track, but everyone's lined up. The lights are going to come on here are very way. You can see Gareth very not in line, but we have 5 lights here in the soggy China. And it's lights out, and away we go. The Haas seems to have got a good start. I think hot speed is safe. In fact, no, Haslager, very good secondary phase of the start, along with Jordan. Hot speed getting some wheel spin after the launch. And what is going on behind? Everyone seems to be pointing in the right direction, so that is definitely a positive. And we have some 3 wide action there between the Haas Mercedes and AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri backing out probably for the best. Ryan Berry up to 5th. That's a good start from him. But Haslager into the lead from P2. Jordan up to 2nd. It's been a poor start for Gareth, our championship leader. He started 6th. He's now down to 9th. Side by side, the Haas and Mercedes. As the Mercedes gets maybe a little tap there from the Alfa Romeo and more contact. The Alfa Romeo bashing and barging about. Acorn that is trying to claim 4th place from our pole sitter. And it looks like he's actually going to get it done. He now has the inside line, and yeah, there you go. And there could be P6. What a horrible... Oh, the Alfa Romeo, sorry. Losing the car there and smashing the Pirelli board. That's maybe the closest we've come to a crash so far, but everyone undamaged. Everyone's safe. And I think there's going to be more battling down into the second snail section. Acorn, who got past hot speed earlier in the lap, lost the position, is now back in front of our pole sitter. It's now Tony's turn to get past Gareth, still in 9th. He's battling for P10 with Y-Racer. Y-Racer was on the outside there and nearly contact on the straight. What's going on? More towards the front, nothing really. The battles are further down the field. Here comes hot speed. Is he going to look to the inside? No, he's going to sit behind for the hairpin. Nobody going down his inside. He does maybe miss his apex a little bit. That could allow Tony to have a little look. No, he's side by side with David. He is preoccupied. Gareth down to 10th, second last. Late on the brakes there from Gareth. And he's had contact with Y-Racer. Gareth and Y-Racer making contact, and we nearly got a full lap of everyone in the right direction. Y-Racer ruining it at the last corner. I wonder what the stewards have to say about that if anything does get reported there. But Dave are now down inside of Tony. These two have been going at it for nearly half a lap now. Davo probably on the worst line, and yeah, you can see that. Tony getting the better run. He holds on to 7th position. Our timing screens are very bugged out at the minute. These front two, in fact, no, it wasn't even the front two. Haslage is gone. Jordan and Ryan, maybe just about a second separating those two, and Ryan Berry a little bit behind them. So it's still further down. The train is formed. Gareth, though, P9, after starting 6th, our championship leader, will definitely be looking to make moves. Well, and that was maybe Tony getting a little bit loose in front. They were late on the brakes. Stopping it nicely though. Hot speed not too far behind. Like, come on, fix these. Oh, the timing is absolutely destroyed at the minute. Hopefully that sorts itself out. Oh, and that is a big mistake there from Davo as he completely missed his braking point, and Tony has been absolutely killed. That is unfortunate for him. That is so unfortunate for Tony. I'm sure Davo will probably be getting a penalty for that. But that has allowed Gareth to get past the both of them. He's now up to P7. Where's Tony? Tony's rejoined about nearly 2 seconds in front of Y-Ray, so he's not completely out of it. I don't know if these drivers can get wing damage, but if they can, I'm going to imagine Tony does have it, because that was a real clobbering from the McLaren there. And always, Haslage made a mistake. Jordan is only 2 tenths behind. So I think Haslage has made a mistake here. Now Jordan, well, it was 2 tenths behind, now he's 8 tenths nearly. Haslage has crazy traction there on the exit of the double left. Look at this, wow, Haslage is just so much more grip. A good right-hander though from Jordan. That gap, oh! I spoke too soon. As Jordan nearly spins it. Hot speed burning the ERS. Here to have a go at Acorn. Acorn's on the battery as well. They're pretty much identical with it. Here comes Hot speed. Is he going to look for a move? No, he's earlier on the brakes just to make sure there is no contact. And in fact, he's maybe forced a little bit of a mistake here from Acorn. He goes deep, but gets a good run and holds on to 5th for now. Ryan only 9 tenths behind Jordan. He'll be waiting for any possible mistake like the one we saw a few corners ago. But this is the closest battle on track. Hot speed and Acorn. I think drivers just settling in, getting into a rhythm. That is something that is important in the waves. Just getting into, a rhythm. Know where you brake in, know how much throttle you can put down. And I guess they're just waiting now to see who makes a mistake, who is vulnerable. What an exit there from Jordan, it looks like. Oh no, never mind. I thought Jordan had a really good exit. Another gap stays about the same, in fact goes down maybe just a little bit. Acorn pulling away a little bit from Hot speed. Now Hot speed has to worry about Gareth behind. Hot speed back on the battery burn, both of them are. And including Gareth, they're all burning. And Y-Race are close to Tony here. Tony could find himself dropped down to the back of the grid if Y-Race can make a move here. Too far back, though, into the hairpin. Haslage setting another fast lap, so after that mistake, last lap he's now got his head down and is back on pace. He's grown that gap from 2 tenths to 1.7 seconds, so a really strong showing so far from Haslage in these first 5 laps. We've still got 23 to go though. It is not over until the fat lady sings. And she's still asleep. She's not even awake yet. This race is nowhere near over. A little bit of a train forming behind Acorn. Gareth, oof, he looked a little bit panicked there on the brakes. Maybe he thought he was just going to touch the Haas. He started wriggling a little bit, but no, he was okay. Sitting patiently waiting. He's in 4th gear there, I think. I don't know if he meant to, but very low gear usage here from Gareth. Short shifting quite a lot as well. Oh, there's a little bit of movement there from the Haas. That could hinder his exit, and here comes Gareth. He's burning, but he's just not gaining without that DRS. It doesn't look like Gareth has the straight line speed to make a move possible. And we could have a move here, yeah, as Y-Racer down the inside of Tony. So the Red Bull getting past the Alfa Romeo. That's Tony now down to P11. In fact, what an exit there from Tony. He's going to try and go around the outside. It's not quite going to work. Oh, and he tags the back of Y-Racer. He went in very deep trying to get that move done. But no, Tony going to come past now. Y-Racer on the burn. They're going to be side by side down towards turn 1. Y-Racer goes deep. Is there another switch back here for Tony? There is. Tony back down the inside. Brilliant racing from these two. They're going to be side by side heading towards turn 2. Can Tony do a third switchback in 4 corners? Not quite. He hasn't got the exit he needed. But he could look down the inside here to the hairpin. No. Oh. Y-Racer brakes really late, but managed to get a stop quite well actually. They're not too far behind Newland, so that could be a battle developing for later on in the lap. For these three, 5th, 6th and 7th, Acorn, Hotspeed, Gareth. All very close, and Hotspeed makes a mistake. Gareth, is he going to capitalise on the opportunity? He's got to go all the way around the outside. This is going to be a very tricky move for our reigning champion and current championship leader. But look at that, he manages it really well, really showing the talent on display. And now gets on the battery. Look at that, he's got over 30% more than Hotspeed, and that enables him to just pull clear. But here comes Hotspeed in the slipstream, braking really early. Hotspeed really not confident on the brakes, it doesn't look like. He's backing off a lot. He doesn't really want to go down the inside of anyone, it looks like. But, I mean, he got pole in a magnificent fashion, but he's dropped down to 7th now, so maybe confidence is low for the Haas. I'm not 100% sure. But hopefully he can get his act together in the next few laps and start to charge back through the field where he undoubtedly belongs after that qualifying display. And now Gareth sets his sight on a top 5 after having a poor first lap, dropping down momentarily to 10th position. He's now found himself back up to 5th. He was aided by that crash between Tony and Davo though, but undoubtedly still a very good opening 7 laps for him. Tony not dropping too far back from one. I think he may have made a little mistake there, losing 3 tenths or so through that one corner. Gareth close to Acorn. He could be lining up a move. He's got a lot of battery he's saving. Wow, he's saving nearly 15% compared to what he had going on this straight last lap. But here we go, Gareth. This could be an easy move. I mean, he's got 20% more than the car in front, Acorn. And they're both burning, but Gareth just has more to burn. Yeah, got to go to the outside though. He's going to be forced a long way round, and if Acorn can keep late on the brakes, he could just ease him off. And Gareth going for the switchback. Is he going to get the exit? He gets a good exit, but not quite good enough, I don't think. Acorn should slide in front, and he does. How's the final corner? Acorn are really good there through the final turn. We have a battle between the Red Bulls. Newgarden through on Y Racer. Here comes Gareth again. I don't think he's got the straight line speed to challenge into turn 1 though. Oh, very fast mid corner from Gareth. Different lines, different apex speeds from the two, and that nearly causing a collision there. But thankfully, it is avoided. Hot Speed can really see the battle rage on in front. Here comes Gareth. He's going to look down for a move. Oh, very late on the brakes. Is he going to get that stopped? He is, but he's not going to get it stopped well enough to keep Acorn behind. Gareth momentarily in P5, back down to P6 now. He's got to rethink this. He's burnt quite a lot of battery on this lap, so he needs to make sure the next move is a solid one and it sticks. Can't go around wasting battery like that, because look now, Gareth was 20% clear when he went for the overtake, and now they are 1% different. And Hot Speed is back on the tail of Gareth now as well. And Y Racer and Newgarden side by side once again, the two Red Bulls. And Y Racer slided back in front, and here comes Tony as well. Newgarden having a poor lap, dropping down to P11. We'll go back and forth with Gareth as he's burning, he's going again. Back to the outside. Is he going to try to switch back once more? It didn't work last time. Can it work this time? No, he's going to go late on the brakes. You can just try and go all the way around the outside. Tony is having none of that. Haslag with a new fastest lap. Is Gareth still there? He's going to maybe go down the inside. It's a dangerous move though. And yeah, he backs out of it. Smart driving from Gareth, knowing that move probably wasn't on. Saving his car for another day. Now down to 19%. And Davo's now catching. The purple last sector there, it was saying on the minimap, Davo. So clearly he's got some pace in the tank. Haslag's lead up front, up to 4 seconds. He's really got the pace of the field, and it has stopped raining. The rain has ceased, and depending on how quick the track dries up, it could be hards or mediums. At the minute, it'll be definitely hards, and even then, that's probably going to be quite dead towards the end. DRS gets enabled. That is the sign. You can see there the spray was non-existent in Sector 1, but it comes back a little bit for Sector 2 off the tyres of Acorn in front. So clearly Sector 1 drier than the middle. And now the spray disappears again. The track looks pretty dry actually. I think it could be enabled, the ice could be enabled pretty soon. Or someone gamble and maybe pit this lap. Yeah, the track looks really dry. Not a lot of spray at all. Here comes Gareth. He's getting to the inside now. And Acorn not even burning to defend this time. Could we see a pit stop from someone here? Getting it stopped nicely. Acorn going to go for the switchback. And yeah, there we go. Ryan is in. Ryan Berry's coming in also. Is Gareth going to follow? He is. He crashed in the pit lane in qualifying. Manages to navigate it better this time. They're all coming in. Hot Speed stays out though. Hot Speed going for a different strategy. They're all in. Only 4 people stayed out. I don't think DRS has been enabled though. And Hot Speed making a mistake there in Sector 1. Going a bit wide through turn 1. We'll have a look at we'll get the leader gap up. It's the best one to judge. So let's get the tyres. There we go. Ryan Berry going for softs. Oof, I'm not sure about that. So Mercedes Ryan is the lead dry runner. 31.3. There you go, DRS enabled. So that is the indication that dries are better. How much time can he gain before Haslagger pits? He's probably not going to jump him. I mean, he needs to find 4 seconds for that. And I definitely don't think that's going to happen. As actually this battle continues to rage on. Acorn now back in front. We'll get that off. And they're side by side coming to the middle sector. He's going to go all the way around the outside. He is. What a move from the champion. And that is him up into P7 before some extra pit stops. And we'll get that gap between those two down to 30.5. It's brought it down by about a second. Gareth, pretty clear now. As all of these lots should be in. Hasslager is. Make sure that you don't speed. It's a 50-mile-an-hour pit lane here. But the DRS will come into effect now. And Acorn will be the first to use it. Looks like Gareth is gone pretty much. So all the people pitting this lap putting on the hard so far. I expect the same from David. David getting a front wing change there. Hot speed. Putting on a set of hards as well, so they're all going hards. So that gap between Hasslager and Jordan has come down a little bit. Also, Hasslager does need to warm his tyres up. That'll cost him a few more tenths. But look at that, it's straight on the pace. In fact, he's gaining in the traction zone. Oh no, never mind, he loses a little bit there. But Ryan Berry, the only one not on the hards right now. As Tony gets past Dave on pit exit. So this little train continues. Gareth really gaining on hot speed. Hot speed on the cold tyres. Gareth can try and go all around the outside. Hot speed early again on the brakes. And that is Gareth through. He's up to P5 now. Hot speed struggling with tyre warm up. In fact, Mercedes Ryan is just over a second. In fact, no, it's under a second now. He's behind Jordan, so we could have a change for P2 coming up soon. As Y-Race picks up apparently both Red Bulls with a 3 second to their name. Acorn close behind Hot Speed. You can get some nice usage of DRS here. As Ryan is also, but he's not going to be close enough for a move, I don't think. No, he's not. No one. In fact, Y-Race could be close enough for a move if he's late on the brakes. Acorn leaves the room. He didn't need to. He could have taken his normal line. Matt Ryan, and then Ryan Berry beat him for fastest lap. So a 37.3. Here's the fastest so far. So now this could also shift the tide of the race, because someone could be running a wet setup. If they're running a wet setup, they'll definitely be faster in the wet and the dry. So let's see. It does Hasslager have the pace advantage in the dry as well as the wet. That gap 3.1. That's something just to keep an eye on in the background. As this battle continues, Acorn missing his apex a little bit, but Y-Race not taking the ideal line either. As Y-Race are all over the back of Acorn. Well, misses his apex, so that could cost him a few tenths. And that is probably the opportunity to overtake down to the hairpin gone. Look at the exit. Wow, what a run. Oh, incredible traction he had compared to Acorn there. He needs to start burning. Why isn't he burning? Y-Race here, gaining. Acorn doesn't defend the inside. That's going to be Y-Race's corner, and that should be Y-Race's position. Acorn going for the switchback. It's not on though. Look at that gap out front. ERT Jordan 2.4 seconds to Hasslager. So Hasslager slower in the dry than in the wet, clearly. Ryan Berry now on the soft. He's caught up. Although I don't think those softs have got much longer to live. 5-6 laps I'd give it until he is in the pits or having severe drop off in pace. Maybe Ryan Berry doesn't think anyone could go to the end on these hards, but I think they can. I'm not 100% sure though. Gap off front now down to 2 seconds. And Y-Race are doing a decent job of pulling away from Acorn as well, so Ryan Berry, the one to watch at the moment on the grippy soft tyres, the Red Wall compound. And Ryan Berry opens the DRS, 7 tenths behind. That gap will probably come down to about 5 tenths, but nothing he can do in the brake zone. He's really late on the brakes. Whoa! Wow, that was scary on board there with Ryan Berry. I actually didn't think he was going to stop there, but luckily he didn't. Very nice final corner. Get on the ERS early. You don't want to do much earlier than that, otherwise you could be finding yourself in the wall. But now he's run out of battery. And not the best line through turn one, so at the moment Matt Ryan holding on. But Ryan Berry still pressuring the back of the Mercedes. He's got a nice big gap behind, 8.6 seconds to Gareth. And that gap just continues to grow. Haslager seems to have regained a little bit of control in this race. Seems to have picked up his stride again. He's grown that gap from 2 seconds to 2.8, or 2.7 now. And Jordan has pulled out of DRS from Matt Ryan, so he has got no aid in defence from Ryan Berry. So Ryan Berry has no ERS. He's gaining, but still just too far behind. What about Y-Racer? I think Y-Racer and Hotspeed both have DRS. Once again, neither going to be close enough to make a move. We're now halfway through this race. We start lap 15. Ryan Berry, he's just burning. I think he's trying to save here. Maybe get a lap or two of just conservation of ERS and then go for it. But oh, he's going to have a look down the outside. Now he's got the outside line. Yellow flags in sector 3. Tony, I think that is, in the wall. Does he have damage? I'm not sure, but the battle is continuing to rage on for the final podium position. There's Ryan Berry still all over the back of Matt Ryan, but that's to be done. All major understeer there from the AlphaTauri. That was almost in the grass. Four tenths. If he can have a good Snell section, he could be on for the overtake here. And it's definitely eyes good. I think the overtake could be coming up. He's going to be ahead of him before the DRS even gets activated nearly. They're going to be side by side, and now the burst of DRS, and that is going to be Ryan Berry through to make it an AlphaTauri 2-3. But Matt Ryan knows, oh, he just has to wait for Ryan Berry to pit in front. This will be in a couple of laps. And what's happened here? Oh, there's three-way battle. All the battles coming at once. There's like a bus. Oh, and Gareth losing it. He's nearly all the way around. Acorn going to be able to catch onto the back of him now, and Gareth has got to get his head down and focus. That was nearly a lot worse than it was. That man just hold on to P7, and he's got to catch back up to these two now. It's Y-Racer and Hotspeed. The battle continues between them. And Y-Racer pulling away just a little bit. That gap goes to 7.5 tenths. Similar gap to the one between Ryan Berry and Matt Ryan. If Matt Ryan can hold on to DRS, it will be pretty good for him. Just let Ryan Berry tie him along while his tyres are fresh. Well, fresh-ish. And then when he pits, he should be in a good position to try and push on and catch Jordan. Although that gap between those two is now just over 3 seconds. Ryan Berry taking a defensive line there. Hot speed. He's not going to be close enough to make a move. Gareth working on catching back up. So maybe a little breather for a couple of laps coming up. The gap up front has kind of stabilised. It's now 2.4. So Jordan and Hassler are very evenly matched, as I think Jordan made a little mistake there and Ryan Berry's in. So 6 laps on the softs he managed, and now maybe going on to a set of mediums to the end. Aggressive pit entry, but manages to slow down in time. We'll ride on board, see what tyres he's going for. And it's the yellow wall medium tyres going on Ryan Berry's car. Where will he come out? Maybe, definitely in that gap between Tony and Newgarden, I think. So he's got a nice little bit of clean air here to push. And then start making his way through the field. Nobody's retired yet, which is very impressive. And the field is pretty close, to be honest. There isn't that much of a gap between anybody. The biggest gap between Ryan and Y-Race of 8.5 seconds. And Hot Speed trying to cling on to the DRS, but it's just not quite happening. He's now dropped out of it, and Gareth nearly getting into it. And he goes a bit deep. Yeah, that's going to cost him the DRS. 1.1 behind, but look at that, he's gaining a lot. Ooh, a little bit of micro adjustments on the wheel from Gareth. And Gareth should be with the DRS next up, I think. That gap out front down just below 2 seconds momentarily. I think it's about to go back above it is. So Jordan really pushing on. What's the ERS saying? Jordan needs 30% more, so he's in a good position. The ERS he can catch. He's just trying to catch. It's a lot easier said than done. And Gareth still just outside DRS. He's struggling to get in it here. And ooh, Davo having a little bit of a moment there. How is Ryan Berry getting on? We'll monitor that guy. That's 2.3 seconds, 2.2. Let's see what he can do. So at the minute it's just people trying to get within DRS. Everyone kind of hovering about the 1.5 between 1 and 2 second mark between each other. Just nobody able really to get close. But who's got fastest lap? Where do I see it? Ryan Berry with the fast lap 36.8. We have a yellow flag, that's Newgarden. He's spun around where Bottas spun, infamously under the safety car. So he's going to drop further off the back now. He's going to need the safety car to catch back up. So Hot Speed gaining a little bit on Y-Racer, was he? No, I think that gap's staying about the same. Jordan though is definitely gaining on Haslager. That gap's come down about 0.4 from last lap. So if Jordan could keep up this pace in a couple of laps time, he should find himself with DRS available to him. Haslager has a good first section, claws a couple of those tenths back. As Ryan Berry sets a new fastest lap of 36.5. He's gaining his second on Tony in the last lap. We'll go on board with Ryan Berry because I assume he's going to be the first one to have a look at making a move. And there we go, Ryan Berry well within DRS now. He's got to wait for the main straight and attempt to make his move on Tony. And in fact Tony's just going to let him go, he's not going to bother battling that. So that's a bit of a shame for us. The one battle we potentially had is now gone. And Davo nearly within DRS of Acorn. Ooh. Burning a little bit prematurely there, and I think getting on that curve, that car looked very light on coming onto the back straight. But he should be within a second, so let's see how that battle develops. Tony's will lose the 1 second margin soon. It's Davo who is within it. Let's see what he can do. On the back of Acorn on 1 lap fresher tyres. He doesn't have too much ERS though. What's Acorn? Acorn's got less, so it shouldn't be too difficult for Davo if he can just hang on. He needs a good middle part of the lap though. And he seems to be doing alright. Here we go, Davo, 4 tenths the gap, he's burning. He's going to open that DRS, he sees the light flashing on the back of Acorn's car in front. Here he is, he's gaining, gets back on the battery, he's going to go down the inside. Not quite, but I don't think Acorn's going to make that apex, he's not. Davo just about getting his front wing there, but Acorn getting a good enough exit to pull clear. Acorn ERS 8% compared to Davo's 11. So no move being made there. Hot speed nearly within DRS now of Y Racer as well, and Ryan Berry flying. He's improved his fast lap from a 36.5 to a 36.3. And that gap between these two and Ryan Berry, just about 3 seconds. So we'll see how much that can come down in the next few laps. As Davo having a very good middle sector here by the looks of things. That car just seems hooked up, the McLaren. Now, will Davo get back on the burn? He's too far back, he's realised that, and he's not going to bother burning this time round. And the gap between these two and Ryan Berry does come down by nearly a second this lap. So Ryan Berry is absolutely flying here. And I think Matt Ryan may have made a mistake because Y Racer is now only 5 seconds behind him, and Hot Speed seems pretty quick. He's keeping with him, and Newgarden's gone again. So Newgarden's having a really stinky race here. He wants this one to be done. And Hot Speed is now within DRS as well. Davo 2 tenths behind. So he must have had a really good final few corners. Will he be close enough to maybe shape up a move into turn 4? No, he's going to be a little bit too far behind. Once again in his middle sector, that McLaren is looking hooked up really, really nicely. He's able to just stick on the apex beautifully through the left, right in the middle sector. And now Davo, surely the moves on here. He's only 2 tenths behind. And he's got more ERS. He's going to have DRS activated now. Here he comes. Is Acorn going to defend? No, Acorn sticking to the outside. Pretty much concedes the position nearly. Ooh! I was close to some contact there, and there is a little bit of contact on the apex of the hairpin. And Davo is through. And now Ryan Berry is on the scene as well. It's 36.9, so he's still lapping inside the 136s. But here comes Acorn. He's coming back at Dave around the outside of turn 1. Can he pull it off? I don't think it's going to happen for him. It's not. Oh, more contact. These two have touched wheels a couple of times now. A little bit more of a push there. So a few. Oh, and Acorn loses the rear end, and that's going to be Ryan Berry through. Free overtake there for Ryan Berry. And now Ryan Berry sets his sights on Davo in front. This shouldn't be too difficult for the AlphaTauri. As in fact, Davo missed his apex as well. That should allow Ryan Berry to close up even more. Here we go, onto the back straight. What has Ryan Berry got in the back of that AlphaTauri? Wow, wow. Very good turn speed. Ooh, a little bit, maybe of a movement there from Davo. A little bit late, but nothing too major there. And Ryan Berry's through, and Davo's going to launch it down the inside. He actually gets it stopped really well for the apex. But Ryan Berry is going to use his superior tyres to pull in front. Is he? And oh, maybe, wow, so close to contact. Davo's going to have the DRS though, and he's going to come back at the AlphaTauri driver. Going to be side by side into turn 1. In fact, no, Davo's clear. Davo's ahead, and Ryan Berry down the inside now. So what looked like to be an easy overtake for Ryan Berry has turned into a pretty good battle actually. Now Ryan Berry wants to get this move done. Is he going to launch it into the hairpin? He's going to pull to the outside. He's going to try and go all the way around the outside. That's not going to happen. No, it's not. And Davo gets back in front, so Ryan Berry can stop behind him now for the next few corners. He's going to have to wait, bide his time. The overtake not on at the moment. And very different lines through the double left there. Ryan Berry dummying to the inside, just trying to put off Davo a little bit, I reckon. So here we go, round 2. Ryan Berry not as close this time and doesn't have the ERS advantage. He will have the DRS though. And that DRS is open now. He'll start gaining. He should be able to dive from it if he wants. He's going to look to the outside. Both pretty equal on the brakes, but Davo's still in front. What's the exit like for Ryan Berry? It's not amazing. They'll definitely be close into turn 2. Neither driver makes the apex, both missing it by quite a mile. But here we go. Ryan Berry looking to the outside. Absolutely no ERS in this car, and he's getting squeezed right to the outside. Ryan Berry going to try and go all the way round, but no, Davo back in front. He's holding him off really well here as the McLaren. Side by side through turn 1, coming into turn 2. Still side by side. Who's going to have the better exit? You'd imagine Ryan Berry with those fresher tyres. But no, pretty even by the looks of things. Davo and Ryan Berry still side by side. Coming into sets 2. Ryan Berry late on the brakes. He did manage to pull this move off last time, and it looked pretty much identical. It's not going to happen again for him. Really early on the ERS. That's going to cause a lot of wheel spin and probably a lot of tyre wear as well. So it is the status quo. Davo in front of Ryan Berry. Ryan Berry struggling to make a move here. He had 2 free overtakes on the 2 Alfa Romeos, and he's been really, it's really getting made up for here. The difficulty of this overtake, AWS, the graphic would be off the scale. So round 3. Third time's the charm, hopefully for Ryan Berry. Here he comes again. Open the DRS. He's gaining. Goes to the outside once more, really late on the brakes, locks up. And no, the move isn't done. And once again, there's only 3 laps left at the start of the next one. Davo gets a better last corner, that should aid him. But look, here comes Ryan Berry. Davo's going to give up the inside line. That could be the move gone. Davo giving up the inside line for some reason. And oh, contact through turn 1. And I think this should be Ryan Berry through. It is. Davo conceding the inside line, and that's spelt the end for his defence from Ryan Berry. And now Ryan Berry needs to push on. I don't think he's got enough laps remaining there to catch Gareth, who started 6th, remains 6th. Pretty disappointing race, you'd imagine, if you were inside that Mercedes. Acorn has pit for a fresh set of softs, so he's going to be going for the fastest lap. And I think Newgarden's follow suit. But Hot Speed is now on the back of Wyrace. Wyrace does have a penalty, so he doesn't actually need to make this move. But here comes Hot Speed. He hasn't got much ERS to play with. Wyracer has pretty much double. But look at that, he's not even going to be anywhere near close enough to go for a move into the hairpin, I don't think. Late on the brakes, but no, nothing to be done there. Davo burning to try and come back at Ryan Berry, but he's simply just too far behind and doesn't have the grip that Ryan Berry has on those mediums. Hot Speed. Here he comes. He's going to go to the inside. People really aren't defending the inside today. They are conceding the inside line a lot. And there goes Hot Speed. Maybe Wyracer knowing with that 3-second time penalty, his battle isn't with Hot Speed. He just needs to keep 3 seconds in front of Gareth. I'm going to check. He does only have 3 seconds, doesn't he? He doesn't have 6. Yeah, it's only 3 seconds, so he needs to try and hold on from Gareth. At the minute it's 4.1, so he has 1.1 seconds to play with. The gap out front, Haslager seems to have wrapped this one up. He's 3 seconds in front of Jordan. Jordan looks to have the pace. Definitely has more pace in the dry than he did in the wet, but just not enough to challenge Haslager, who really has put on a dominant display. And he just has just over a lap to go. And Tony actually picks up a time penalty. That's not going to affect his race though. And oh, was that someone losing the rear end there? I think it was. I don't know who. Acorn 6.5 tenths up on his first sector nearly. Let's see if it's a purple middle for him. It is a purple middle. So could this be fastest lap snatched at the end for Acorn? As we had momentary yellow flags there. I think that was for Tony, I think. But now Haslager on the final lap, just half a lap remaining for him. Here comes Acorn round the final corner. Is it going to be fastest up the race? It is a 35.5, nearly putting a second on the previous fastest lap. Wyracer seems to be comfortable from Gareth with his penalty as well. I don't imagine he'll attack Hot Speed back. He'll just want to sit there and lose as little time as possible, as we have yellow flags. And oh no, Davo's gone. Davo has spun it. So maybe the tyre is just starting to wear on that McLaren. It was looking so planted earlier on in the race. But he shouldn't lose position. He should be alright. And Newgarden sets fast up now at 34.6. But it's all about Haslager here. He's put on an absolute dominant display from start to finish. He rounds the final corner and he's going to win the Chinese Grand Prix there. The check flag waves and the Ferrari takes the win. Haslager dominant, with Jordan only ended up 1.7 seconds behind. So a really good race from Jordan as well. Both of them helping their championship battle, and Ryan coming home to round out the podium in P3. Hot Speed's going to come home to P4. Y Racer P5, even with the penalty, he's going to hold on to that. Gareth with probably an average race, you'd say, coming home for P6 where he started. Ryan Berry, P7, unable to quite catch there at the end on those medium tyres. Davo, even with that last lap excursion, doesn't lose any positions. He's going to come across the line for P8. Tony, P9. Acorn, he is not up on his lap, so he's not going to get the fast start. That's going to go to Newgarden. But here comes Acorn across the line for the final spot inside the top 10. And now it's just Newgarden we're waiting for, who is in the final sector. He's just got this straight to hairpin and the last corner to go, but this man here, what a race from Haslager, dominated from start to finish. Really, probably the perfect drive. He had a little bit of a slow patch at the start of the dry period, but apart from that, it was absolutely perfect and dominant from him. But Newgarden, the final finisher. No DNFs. I think that is the first time I've seen it. No DNFs here, but very, very good job from everybody to all get to the end. But there is everybody across the line now. Newgarden in 11th. And your drive of the day from the Game Y race, but I'm going to give mine to Haslager. I really do think that was a perfect drive from him, and there he is coming out onto the podium to collect his winner's trophy. Going to give us a nice little hop, skip and a jump and give a wave to his fans. But yeah, that has been your lot here for VSL around China. We are back again next week. I'm not 100% sure on the track, but be sure to join us again. Thank you very much for watching and goodbye.